I think we're
We're
live.
live. That's
We're
what it
live.
said. That's what it
Woohoo!
said.
For the first time in
And it
like a
didn't
month and a
ask
half
me.
or
It
something. It didn't
didn't
ask
say
you. You wanted.
if I
It didn't.
consented. Didn't
Right.
ask for my consent.
How dare it not ask for your consent?
I guess.
Well,
Alright.
I mean, it could always be worse, I guess.
It could be
Okay, so
worse.
we are live. It is
We're live.
amazing. It is Mother's Day. Hello
Yep.
to nobody watching just yet, but
Right?
whatever. Oh, two people. Maybe we're the two people.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Maybe we're the I still haven't figured out how that one works.
I have
So
no idea. Ooh, oh. And I keep getting asked for passwords? What's going on? Hold on. Let's figure this out. Friday. Friday? Friday. Alright, cool. Um Okay, so if anybody wants a reading,
yeah.
there
Yeah.
we go. How do I pin this? I don't know how to pin this, or do I have to pin it on?
I think that if you hover over it, it gives you the option, or you might have to pin it on Facebook. I can't recall. I can't recall if it does give you the option that displays it.
Okay, let's see. Hold on. Hello, everybody, or
Hello.
whoever's in
Hi.
here at this
Hi,
moment.
hi. Hi.
Oh, oh, hey, it's Tiff. All
Oh,
right,
hi.
so hello, everybody. If you want
Hello.
a reading, go ahead and donate. We are here for a bit. It's been a long. How long has it been since we've gone live? It
Well
feels like
over
a
a month.
while.
It's been well over a
Damn.
month. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So what's been up with you? What have you been up to?
Working, working and just really kind of chilling. So I got my
Sounds good.
tattoo. I got my
I
tattoo.
saw. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So I'm not done with it yet. Um, a week after next, I'll go and get color added to it. So
Hmm.
it's healing very well. So I'm very excited to see if anybody
Hell
take a look
yeah.
at it.
What? There's a bowling pin. There's
Uh-huh.
almost titties too. Cool.
I know, sorry.
What?
Trying to keep
Well,
it.
trying to keep
So
it
yeah,
PG.
there's a key. That's the moon. There's a
Oh my
key, there's
god.
a horseshoe, there's a hummingbird, there's a bowling pin and a boxing glove. Um and uh it's called a kaimeruta, which is
Hmm.
basically it's a Southern Italian symbol denoting witchcraft.
Right.
Um, Back in the olden days, old days, during like Catholic persecution and church persecution, Southern Italian witches used to wear a sprig of rue on like their lapel or around their neck or something somewhere on their person
Hmm.
to denote to people that they were a practitioner and they still practice the old ways.
Oh, nice.
And then it evolved as modern times, became what they were. It evolved into an actual silver pendant.
Hmm.
And the horseshoe, hummingbird, bowling pin, and boxing glove are actually representative of my grandparents on both parents' side.
So it's a whole family thing.
Hmm.
You basically have your family in your chest. That's
Hmm.
amazing.
Yeah,
And thank you,
my
Anna Maria,
family
for
and my faith.
sharing.
Hi, Anna
We
Maria.
appreciate that.
Thank
Um,
you.
the thing is, we don't give free readings for just sharing. But thank you so much. A little bit about us: we are monetary witches. So if you would like a reading, donate. That is the easiest way because we figured out that if people don't donate, then there is no reason behind anything that you are asking, and if there's no donation, then you can ask whatever you want, and it makes no sense to us. It makes no sense to you, and we're all just wasting our time. So $5 minimum. The donation link is somewhere in there. Just let us know if you don't have PayPal. Otherwise, donate away. Will, you're paying for a question, so you can ask anything you want. We may turn it around on you, but we will be as nice as humanly possible, especially since you're paying. Like, especially it's Mother's Day.
Right.
Some of us have moms, some of us don't. But
Mhm.
some like yeah, you want to talk to you about your mom. You want to ask if you're a mom and you want to ask questions. Go ahead. We love everybody, and yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah.
brews for external use only, though. Ooh.
Okay.
So no eating it. Why? So why
No.
are the comments not showing up?
I don't know. They're not showing up on mine either. Like I see Anna Maria, but
Yeah,
that's all.
but I see the comments on Facebook. I just don't see the comments on the StreamYard, which is kind of weird. And we
Mm.
had this
Oh.
issue like the last time for some odd reason,
Uh-oh.
but whatever.
I sees them there. I
Hold
do
on.
sees them
Hmm. Wait, you are live. You are live. You are live. Oh well, okay, that's fine. View on Facebook. Hold on, let's see if we can share.
there. Sure.
It's worth the donation. They're on point. We are on point. We're always on point. Yesterday,
Yes.
I do have a story to share. I did a Beltane festival yesterday, which is weird because Beltane was May 1st and not May 6th. But that's neither here nor there. I did a Beltane festival and nobody showed up. Like a lot of people, like it seemed really dead in Sedona. I had one person that I read and I gave her such a deep reading that she bought like a bunch of products from me,
Hey.
and I let her choose. I'm like, hey, just choose. Like, how much would you like to pay? And she looked me dead in the eye. She's like, $777.77. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah. I'm like, you're kidding, right? She's like, no. Like, I want you to have this. I'm like, what? Come again for small fudge? She's like, you don't understand what you just did for me, and because you did this for me, you saved me. I want to be able to give back. So I literally did a 20-minute reading and sold a bunch of like small products, and she just almost gave me $1,000. And like, I could get used to this, but it was just it felt awkward for a moment, and I kept like
Mhm.
waiting for her to come back and say, yeah, I made a mistake. And she came back around again, and like I gave her another hug, and and she's like, you did a lot for me. Thank you, like from the bottom of my heart. I'm like, oh, so people are nice. People are nice. That's
People
cool.
can be nice. People can be
Yeah.
nice. They can be nice. They can. So, no, I'll be getting my first sales commission check week after next.
Right
I'm really
on.
excited about that
So
because
wait, are
it's
you now an actual insurance agent or
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I'm considered what's called an agent team member.
okay?
So I hold a license to sell insurance, um, both in the state of Nevada and the state of California.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I work for my agent who is the proprietary agent, and I work for, I work for her. So, but I
Right.
could, in theory, if I had the capital and had the means, I could, in theory, just, sell insurance independently.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah.
Okay.
So, but I'm not too sure that's something I want to do. Like, I I really like working for my boss. I like
Right.
how things are, now, especially now that I am licensed and I am able to do all the things. I fucking love my job. My job is great. Um, it's fantastic, and I'm like, okay. Like I was like, so we're gonna be buying some leads, like, um, I don't mind cold calling, right? Like you are aware that like I worked in telemarketing. I have
Right.
no problem picking up the phone and saying hi.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Hi, how are
I
you?
sold timeshare at one point in time,
Oh,
for fuck's
oh
sake.
yeah, that's
Like
right.
I did I did telesales for timeshare. Yeah, I laughed and said, if you don't think I won't pick up that phone, you have another thing coming, because chances are the other side of that phone won't cuss me out because I called them to
Oh,
ask them if they
yes.
wanted to buy insurance. Whereas when I worked in timeshare, it was quite quite the opposite.
Wow.
So, so yeah.
It's been a while since you oh, guess what? I just changed the who can see my post and everything updated. So yay.
Oh,
I
good!
we
Yay!
figured it out. Cool. Um
Yay!
sure. That's amazing. Yeah, it was what like were you in Vegas when you sold timeshare or was that somewhere else? Because I can't remember.
Yes, yes, it was
Okay.
here. Yeah, it was here. Very, very, very briefly. It was a very brief time in my life. Funnily enough, I was actually thinking about that time, and I was kind of like, oh man, you know, ugh, you
Mhm.
know, I left that job to go do that, but it's like I also kind of had this other moment where I was like, okay, well, I made that decision, which then caused me to make the decision to apply at Williams Sonoma.
Mhm.
And then it sent me on the call center path. And ultimately, that led me to where I'm at right now.
Baby steps, pretty much. Like,
So,
it's all baby steps, and you could do stuff that makes no sense or doesn't help you, but it gives you the gumption to move forward in different ways. Like, now you can sell, you can help, and you can actually find people or find clients for your boss and actually help her out. But it's also helping you out in the end as well, which is amazing.
yeah, funnily, and I was having this conversation with a friend. Like, I'm so aware of insurance. The insurance industry is a racket. I'm very much aware of that.
Yes. And that's what I've
Right.
heard too. I
It is,
think pretty much
um,
everybody
it
knows that as well, or if
regardless
they
of
don't.
what branch of insurance it is.
Yes.
The history of insurance is due to colonialism. So it is a tool of colonialism. So, because I know this because I'm learned, okay? The reason that insurance was invented is because of the East India Tea Trading Company. And they needed a way to quantify when they lost cargo so they could get paid back.
Mm,
And
interesting.
what what was a good majority of the role of the East Indian Tea Company? Colonization, slave
Go west,
trade,
my young. Yeah, go west, colonize the new world, and we
spice,
got you, boo. Yeah.
spices. So when piracy, as the insurance historians say, when piracy hit, they needed a way to say, okay, well, I need to be paid back for this because
Mm,
I lost X amount.
right.
So that is how the insurance industry was invented. It
Which,
is it is a direct result of colonization. Direct. And I laugh because I laugh when things make me uncomfortable,
right.
because it is very uncomfortable. And fun, as I also told, as my friend and I, Tyler, were saying, here I am. I finally fucking got my shit together and got like this muggle fucking career that I actually really love. And the world's going to end and the world's going to fall apart. And we're in end stage capitalism. So,
Right. Mm.
that's funny. That's
It's
funny.
funny because it's true, and we're
And Katie's
going
about to get
backwards.
her. I'm so sorry. Does that say, okay, my screen's cracked? I still have
Yeah.
not replaced my laptop. I'm just going to advise my screen's cracked.
Mhm.
What does that say? What is Katie saying?
Funny you're talking about insurance law. I'm about to get my Rebo
Or
license.
repo?
I don't know.
Is it
Rebo?
repo?
Is it
Could be.
repo or Rebo?
Damn autocorrect.
It's a license. What is it? Repo or Rebo?
You know, it would make sense if you needed a
Rebo
license to
licensing is the
repossess.
license you get to sell insurance. She's also in
Interesting.
Canada. She lives in Canada. I think.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
So I think
sense.
it's different in Canada. Rebo, Reebow. Yes, it's different in Canada. Everything
Okay.
everything is different in Canada. So maybe
Everything is
maybe it's
different.
not as much of a racket in Canada, but who knows?
I don't know. I
Like,
don't know.
yeah, I don't know how
I don't.
anything is going on.
So, but you know, for the and as far as end stage capitalism jobs go, it's not bad. I get treated well.
Hmm.
My boss is lovely.
Right. They are
Um,
treating me well here at summer camp. I
right.
swear I'm
I'm
okay.
getting I
They are
am
feeding
getting
me.
treated very well. No, she is. I really do. I love my boss. And you know, the people here don't treat me as bad as I thought, mom and dad, you know. Well, no, as most people know, being in any kind of service driven job is
Hmm.
very difficult right now because people have lost their minds and no one knows how to act right anymore.
Yes.
Um, you know, I chalk that up as to it's an instinctual deep down knowing that things are falling apart.
Yeah, the whole world is just going to shit in a hand or hell in a handbasket. And instead of people talking about how they're feeling or talking about what's going on, people are literally just clutching their pearls and balls at the same time, going, "Let's fuck shit up. I don't care what it is, but let's just like crush the world and set shit on fire because it's all going to hell anyway. So let's
Yeah.
make this puppy slide into home on fire, and everything will be fine." It's not like it makes it any better, but it's mass hysteria at this point.
Right. Um, you know, and it's people are just it's really intense and I have heard from my friends that still work within like a retail service driven position that it's just really hard right now and so that's not my experience,
Yeah,
you know. I was actually very reminded very starkly how that is not my experience anymore. For my birthday last month, I went out with some old coworkers, and you know, they were sharing horror stories because it was a bunch of people that worked at WSI still,
mm, hmm,
and some new people that I was not familiar with, and you know, they were sharing, you know, and they all looked at me and were like, "So what's up with your job?" And I was like, "Really good." Like,
I'm. Do you also feel sorry like when you have to say, "Oh, my job's actually really good," because I've been having this issue where, like, some of the people I know, they're not happy with their jobs, they're not happy with their life, they're not happy with a lot of stuff that's going on, and for me, I'm just like, "But things are going good," like,
right.
in normal course, but I went through struggle, I took the struggle bus for years,
Mhm,
and it's
mhm,
hard for me to really wanna continuously say, "My life is good, my life is awesome,"
right,
when I'm looking down the barrel of everybody else going, "Well, I don't have a house, I don't have a job,
right,
I don't have a like, I don't have enough money," and I'm just like, "I'm sorry, I wish I
right,
could do something, but I have to live my life to the best of my ability, and if something is going right, I have to say it." Because if I just focus on everybody else's negativity and not
mhm,
that that's negative, but focus on everybody else's struggle then it'll become my struggle. And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to make the world struggle my struggle, because that isn't my struggle anymore. And part of it feels like a self-serving prophecy, but there's a lot of it's like, well, if I can transcend everybody else's struggle and I can help people, then it's a start. Like it's a
Mhm.
huge start, and it gets me to a point of teaching people, which I'm still doing, teaching people how to understand how to get past the struggle, how to feel better
Mhm.
about their life, and understanding that they don't have to be in the struggle. Because I was there, I know exactly the way it is, and I'm doing it little by little with certain people. Like, somebody comes back and says, "Oh, I'm not doing good." Okay, what's going on? Let's talk about why you don't feel happy. Let's talk about what is truly going on in your life. Is it shit? Or do you believe it's shit because you're basing your life on somebody else's life? Social media, for example. Social
Mhm.
media tells you you have to have, this is what you have to have, this is what you have to look like, this is what you have to do. If our lives are not like social media, then immediately
Mhm.
we tend to think like, oh, I have to have a pack abs and need to be 5'7", 125 pounds. No, you have to be you. And the biggest thing is like, stop using social media and other people as a benchmark for who you currently are, because everybody on social media lies. Everybody who
Mhm.
looks happy is not. So the moment we look at social media and other people who look happy and base our happiness on them, it's all a lie, and we're all going into this conundrum of just faking the funk. But there's no funk to fake. Like there's nothing to really fake, because if people were just honest about what's really going on, like, yeah, struggle. Okay, everybody has struggle, but people believe there is no struggle, and it just makes it that much worse.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
It's very true, and especially within the spiritual community,
No.
again, it's not only am I not really putting a good majority of my energy and my attention into the spiritual, my spiritual page and everything that, Struggle Lizzie's Broom Closet. One, I will continue to reiterate this.
Hmm.
It is illegal for me to practice tarot in the state of Nevada without a license. So I will not. I am not charging for my services right now. People have not taken advantage of that. I have given quite a few readings. People have come forward and asked for readings.
Right.
So if you are in a position right now, yes, that's what I'm doing. Hi, Leslie Ann.
Hi,
Um,
Leslie.
but I'm not posting to my page, one, because I don't want to put attention into anything. One, I don't want to put my energy into it, to be quite honest, because one, I don't want any misperception coming
Hmm.
across. Thanks, Leslie Ann. I don't want people to think that I am trying to profit off of the page. Um, hey, Leslie Ann. So we do things a little differently here. We actually don't go based off of who we're drawn to. We do ask for a minimum donation. Matt is the one who actually obtains and retains all of the donations. As I said, you know, I'm not accepting anything monetarily at this point in time, because in the state that I live in, it is illegal for me to do so. So that is why I'm not putting a lot of attention to my page. And then two, I'm just not putting a lot of attention to it because that's not where I'm at right now. That's not where I'm at in my head right now.
I think we're in this kind of the same boat. I've realized that my attention with tarot and esoteric stuff is more focused on meditation, is more focused on helping people. Tarot is great. Tarot is a
Mm-hmm.
great tool, but it is like everything, it has become so toxic.
So I
Tarot
was
and
actually
spirituality. Yeah.
that's where I was about to divert, because
Yeah.
that's another reason is the level of toxicity within the community. And I know that the counter argument would be, well, now would be the best time for you to do more. No. No, it's
Not
it's
when it's
actually
that
not.
toxic.
It's
Right.
not. It's not.
Not when Not when there's so much gaslighting. I've
Right.
seen so much
Oh my
gaslighting, and it
god.
goes on social
Oh my
media.
god.
Basically, like, if the person posting isn't happy, then nobody should be happy, and here's the reason why.
Mhm,
Everybody
mhm.
it has fucked up issues, blah, blah, blah. It's somebody else's fault. It's never your
Right.
fault. It's
Right.
never the person posting's fault. It's always somebody else's fault, and
Mhm,
tarot is the tool to make it all better. Tarot will never make your life any fucking better. If all you do is listen to tarot readings on YouTube or read tarot cards, you will never transcend what is fucking bothering you, because it'll be a tool that just keeps you in the dark about your own fucking life.
mhm.
And you're never going to get to this point where you want to make things better, or you really want to understand what's truly going on. And that's what tarot is supposed to be. Like, a tarot reader should be able to impart, like, hey, this is what's going on right now.
Right.
And people tend to look at that as, oh, well, right now is my whole life. And if my whole life is shit, then why am I doing anything? So all these readers and everything going on is like, it's a huge amount of gaslighting. And since
Mhm.
the energy of the moment is everything is shit, that's what tarot has become. Everything is shit. And here's why you're shit. I'm not shit, but you're shit.
Well, and not only that, but I've noticed also the parasocial relationships, because that now has to be a term that we use to describe the relationships that people make with internet. I don't even want to say celebrity, but internet figures, social
Yes.
media influencers. Is high.
Hi.
Um, it is also extremely toxic.
Mm,
And I feel as if, the mob mentality of social media is so much so that one day you are literally the best fucking thing in sliced bread. You are the greatest reader ever. You are
right.
a queen or a king, or, you know, a whatever non-binary version is of a king and queen. I don't know if somebody
A
knows
high
that. Please correct
priestess
me.
or a
Right.
high oracle of
Right.
faith, or whatever you might have.
And then the next day you're not. And
Yeah.
I didn't share the article, but um oh, no, no, no. If you donate, you will get a reading
Yeah.
100%.
Sorry, I
It's
think
not a
yeah.
considered. No.
Yeah.
If you donate, you're getting a reading 100%.
Spend $5, you'll get 2 people reading you.
Mhm.
It's not a I think what I meant by to be considered is, if you want to get a reading, to even be considered for reading, it's a minimum
Mhm.
$5 donation. Pay the $5, let us know, and we will immediately read you. All we ask is, it's a cup of coffee. Ugh, that's sad that, like, in the 80s, a cup of coffee was 90 cents and now it's $5.
Mhm.
But hey, inflation, right? But yeah, you'll get a
Don't
reading. You'll get 2
apologize.
people reading you. Lizzie is basically, she's a practicing witch. She does the esoteric side. I don't know. I do the life coaching side in a way, and a
Mhm.
little bit of everything else. So,
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
Tina,
Okay.
hold on, Tina. Let me make sure.
And
Tina, I
then,
got your
not to get
donation.
too dark, but a reader in New York was murdered
Wait, no,
at
what?
home by one of her clients. Like, they came to her doorstep and
Oh
shot
my
her
god.
because they felt that she was, and they were a longtime customer of hers as well. And that's scary. That's
Yeah.
scary. That's actually something that I've always been scared of, because let's be real. Let's be real. This work attracts a lot of people that may or may not be on a certain
Right.
level.
Hey, hold on one second. Give me 1 second. The place that you'll be donating to, because for some odd reason it cut it into 2 different comments, is paypal.me/Friday Night Tarot. Why Friday Night Tarot? Because we used to do this on Friday nights,
I
but now it's
used
Sunday
to.
nights. Yeah. So Friday Night Tarot, if you don't have PayPal, we can find other ways, but for the most part. And Tina,
What's your
what is
question?
your question?
And then also,
And
Madison, I haven't hit a rough patch at all. I'm just conserving my energy, and I am being discerning in what I choose to do and what I choose not to do energetically, and in the times that we are in.
but there's a
Oh
lot
no,
of
life is
right.
fucking beautiful right now. I'm in this
Here
lovely
and here's
little
the thing: the
cocoon.
more that you ascend with life, and the better your life gets, the more you, and I hate to say it, the more you stop using certain tools as an everyday
Mhm.
to your everyday disposal. Yeah, when your life is shit, you're gonna look at YouTube readers, you're gonna read tarot every day. When things are going really good, do you really care about tarot? Do you really care about what the moon is? And I would guarantee probably not. The only time you're gonna look at readers, the only time you're gonna ask questions is when something is going wrong. And that is a toxic response
Mhm.
to people thinking that like, oh, tarot readers have some mystic eye or
I
something's going on,
don't.
and it doesn't. Like
I don't.
we have the same issues that everybody else does, but both of us, I think, have we've been doing this for a couple of years, and both of us started
Mhm.
from a very low place in our life, and through hard work and effort and understanding who we truly are and what we're doing,
A lot of
we're
mistakes
every
too.
right. Oh God,
A lot of
so many fucking
mistakes.
mistakes. And I'm not saying that all tarot or all readers are going to be
These
uh
cards don't want to talk to you, Tina.
bad or toxic, but it's a good, as a general rule. Again, do you go to readers when something good is happening? No, most people go to readers when something bad is happening or they want clarification on something. So,
Mhm. You don't need a
um,
question, Miss Tina. Not at all.
I have
Okay.
no. You
Okay.
have no question in particular. Okay, we can
No.
just read you.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Bubba.
This makes sense.
Hey Tiffany, how you doing?
Hello. Hello.
Um,
Mm, mm, mm.
do you want to start
Yeah,
or
so I
should
may be
I?
dating,
Okay.
I may be aging myself here, but when when I looked at everything, the Heinz ketchup commercial theme song Anticipation came
Mm-hmm.
into my head. Again, I'm aging myself here. I am aware that that commercial has not been on in many years, and you may YouTube it if you wish. But Heinz used to have this commercial where it was just the bottle and the ketchup was slowly coming out of it.
I
It
remember
would
that
say,
one. Patient.
Anticipation. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. Like, the reason you don't have a question is because I don't want to say you're in limbo because you're not in limbo, but you're like in a waiting room right now. You know, you're on that you're on that side of the wheel that's turning where it's like you're not up, you're not down, but you're just kind of like, okay, so which way do we know which direction I'm going? Like, am I going on an upswing? Am I going on a downswing? Because you're open to either one at this point. You know, I think that enough has happened that we're ready to either go up or go down on this swing. You're just like, okay, can I just have some indication as to which direction I want to go? My love, my darling, because you are in this very moment that you're in right now, you have the beautiful option of choosing. And I know that's weird where you're like, why would I choose my downswing? No. Oh, but we do. Oh, but
Mm.
we do. And we can. So I need you to be very mindful and also very intentional in the next steps that we take. Um, because we do have the ability to really, really, really bring in some really beautiful, beautiful things. I like how his book is empty. There's nothing on there. God damn it. There. He's writing. He is in charge of the ledger. You got a blank slate, baby. You got a blank book. It's time to start filling out new chapters because we're not doing this anymore. We're not holding space and energy for people that don't deserve it anymore. We're not at a point where we think life is completely screwing us over anymore. We don't necessarily think it's the very fairest in the world, but we're kind of like, you know what? Life isn't fair. I get it, okay? I fucking get it. And we're not in a death cycle because we're not there, because we don't need to be there. So pick where you want to go and you'll go. And that's all I got. And work with color. Okay, thank you. Because that's why I chose these cards, because they were all colorful. Because I was going to choose my muse cards, and then they were like, no, we don't want to talk to her. She needs color. And I'm like, oh, okay, she needs color. You fucking need color. You're welcome.
Tina, so we're going to start with the root chakra. You also get, so you get the Seven of Discs, the Ace of Swords, and the Death card. And I will reemphasize what Lizzie said. You are not in the death spiral. However, you are in this place right now, which is the in-between of the in-between. There is no balance. There is no harmony. You're trying to find out where the balance and harmony are. There is no connection either. And you're trying to figure out, well, is it me? Is it the other person? Am I doing something wrong? You're not doing something wrong. What you really need to do is just allow things to fall away. We are all in this period right now where nothing makes any fucking sense, and it's not supposed to. And we're in our minds and we're in our hearts, and we're thinking like, oh, maybe if I just do something different. Don't do anything different than what you're doing right now. You are not in a place where it is time to move forward. You are not in a place where you have to revamp anything. But you are in a place where what is falling away needs to completely fall away, and you have to stop reaching out for it. It's not made for you at this point. It is supposed to leave you feeling a little bit lighter, a little bit better about yourself, and just understand that what is going on will allow you to look at yourself a little bit differently in the next few months. In terms of the next few months, I would say your mindset is going to be different. I know you had talked about moving. I don't know if your move didn't pan out or what happens, or you moved for the wrong reasons, and now you're figuring out, well, shit, what do I do now? Don't worry about it. In the next few months, I think as long as you don't do like spiral downward, you'll be fine. Just allow your mentality to build yourself up. Allow new dreams and ideas to come to you, because they will. But also realize that what is ending really needs to end. And if you're trying to focus on on the idea of keeping something from ending, it's going to end anyway. So why focus on why or how or who or anything other than letting it go and being a new person? And the balance, coming back into balance with yourself, with the universe, with the earth. If you're out of balance, if you're not, let's call a spade, if you are having bowel issues, if you are farting a little bit, if you're feeling unfancy and fresh, it's because you're holding on too tight, and you need to let it go, and you need to let all this anxiety and unhappiness just go for right now and transition into this new life. It's going to happen again anyway, and once it happens, you'll be a little bit better. But that's all I got for right now. So thank you very much. And Tiff, what was I got your donation. What's your question? Anyway. Hello? Anybody there? You're correct. Oh, yay. Cool.
You're very welcome, Tina.
Thank you.
Happy we could help.
Happy Mother's Day if you're a mom. I don't know if you're a mom, but even if you're not a mom, you're a dog mom. I want to ask about love.
I love how she said, sorry, Matt. So bold of you to assume that I would not give you the same ration of shits. You must be new here.
I can't give you a ration of shit right now either, because I'm dating somebody. So,
well, I'm not. So, you know,
love is in the air.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay.
until I fuck it up.
It's okay. But I now know the reason why I picked the zombie cards. Because not saying that your relationship are zombies or that, it's the end of the world. I kind of feel like you feel like it could turn out to be bad. Like, I feel like you've got your guard up still. And normally I would say, well, if you need a reading, you already know the answer, but that's not the case. That's not the case. Because gotta give it to the individual. I don't want to misgender them or assume their gender identity. However, you do have to give it to the individual. However, I'm also going to say very kindly, stop projecting, please and thank you. Because there is quite the potential here. There's quite the potential. However, we're still so focused on the past and focused on the wreckage. And my therapist made me start listening to this book called The Body Remembers, which is about trauma. Okay. It's about trauma. And the dude that did the book is like a leading trauma expert and did his groundbreaking work with Vietnam vets. And then he is one of the ones that said, wait. People that have been abused also have the same trauma that a soldier has. So he's the doctor that made those correlations. And he is the reason that we have those correlations. And one of the things, I actually stopped listening to the book at that point because I was like, no. And we're done. We're done because people that have been in what one would consider a traumatic relationship, whether it be in childhood or adulthood, there are times where you do things that now that you're not there, you're very embarrassed. And it's quite humiliating. And having to explain to the individual that you're with some of the things that you allowed because your brain was traumatized is really embarrassing. So that kind of makes us feel as if we're not really worthy of those things, because if we were worthy of those things, we wouldn't have put ourselves in those embarrassing situations in the first place. And that is when I was like, okay, shut this down. Shut it down. We're not, nope. Because it was 100% true. 100% true. So, not saying that's your case, but what I'm saying is we've all done shit we're not proud of, whether we were in abusive relationships or not. We've all had a level of toxicity, whether we were in a really great relationship or not. So I really need you to be gentle with yourself and try to be a little bit more objective with your relationship, because again, this has the potential to be a really good relationship, but much like the mother in The Night of the Living Dead, who was like, no, Sarah's okay. And then she got eaten by her kid, who was a zombie. Don't let that happen. Don't let your anxiety, well, maybe I'm not good enough to end up picking the garden hoe off the wall and stabbing you with it and eating your brains. Because yes, you've been in toxic relationships before, hence we have the Lover's card. In my definition, this is the definition of toxicity, but that doesn't mean that where you're at has to be toxic. Doesn't. And I don't get that it will. But again, it's up to you. It really is up to you at this point. Make a decision. That's all I gotta say.
It doesn't have to be toxic, but your mind is creating a toxic level of attunement that your body just wants to like hold on to. Three of Swords reversed says that isn't okay. Three of Swords reversed
Mhm.
doesn't mean that shit is happening. It means that you believe at a certain point that the other shoe is going to drop. And what happens when we believe without a shadow of a doubt that the other shoe is going to drop, that something bad is going to happen? You manifest the shit. You are good, an amazing manifester. So because it's all that you're thinking, it's what's surrounding your energy at this moment,
Right.
and that's the end card. Like from it doesn't, and I think what I'm trying to say is it doesn't have to be like this. Whether or not there is a person that you really like or not, it does not
Mhm.
matter. It is your mentality. Your mentality is not allowing you to be loved because let's face it, you are still divinely in love with a person you should not be in love with. And you can't tell me you're not because you're still thinking about him. You're still probably talking to him and you're trying to make things work. You've been trying to make things work for the past couple of years. What I would say is focus away, put your focus away from the when is the other shoe going to drop, and allow things to happen easier. And if something is not happening easy, and I'm always the person that has said if it's not a fuck yes, then it's a absolute no. If you can't look at this person and say, I want them, I want to be around them, I want to love them, and everything makes me feel giddy inside, then run away because you are not ready yet. And I hate to say it, you are not ready yet. You are not at that point where you can look at anything and say, hell yeah, I want this in my life, because you're already at this point where it's like, but what bad is going to happen, and did I pick the wrong person? You didn't pick the wrong person, but you're still with the wrong person, if that makes any sense. The card that I pulled was the shifting into balance card. So yeah, you are not ready for a relationship, and I'm not even one to talk about being ready or not. Who the fuck knows? It's up to you. But you are in this space where you still have a lot of hurt and pain to let go of, and it's been coming up for the past couple of years. It's been coming up from your heart, and you've been squishing it down. You're trying to do this thing where like, no, I'm strong and I'm powerful and I'm not going to let anybody get to me, but you have let person get to you, and you say it doesn't bother you, but it does bother you. But right now, the universe is coming in and going, baby doll, what do you want? How can I help you? How can I help you let go of the shit that you're holding on to so that this does not happen, this doesn't happen, so that things become easier? Is it this person? Is it supposed to be with this person that you're thinking of? Probably not, because you're already manifesting that wherewithal, like when's it going to end, and it's already ended, so it really doesn't matter. What you really need to do is end it with the person that is no longer in your life that you have a toxic connection with, and that's all I got. Oh, Lisha.
And even if you're not dating anybody right now, what Matt and I are talking about could be what happens when you do start dating or what's keeping you from finding someone. Because I know that in my case, one, I don't want to be dating anyone right now. I am very firm in that. Um, I don't want I don't I don't I don't.
I just don't.
I just don't. I'm not. I enjoy myself too much. I enjoy my time too much. Um, I enjoy not being emotionally responsible for another human being aside from myself. Um, I enjoy not having to worry about, all kinds of, you know, like I would say I like not having to worry about being cheated on. And it's like, why the fuck does your brain even go there in the first place? Like that should not be something that my brain goes
Mhm.
to when I think about dating is, oh God, I'm going to have
Are
to
they going to
worry about
cheat?
whether they're cheating. I'm going to have to worry about, blah, blah. No, no, I do. I enjoy my time. I and I like, there ain't nothing wrong with going and, doing things by yourself, and
Oh yeah, definitely. There's
so
nothing wrong with traveling by yourself, understanding who you are, understanding what makes you tick. I I met somebody um who reminds me of me, and who reminds me to love myself. And for lack of a better term, like, we're all mirrors of each other, but this woman is a
Mhm.
mirror of me. And I'm just like, and all I can think of is like, okay, well, what did I do wrong with myself, and how can I make this better? And literally, communication is key. Like, if I can't communicate with somebody, then I shouldn't be in a relationship with them. And the first thing that we ever did was talk, just consistently talk for 2 months straight before anything ever happened. So the
Wow.
boundaries were laid out. But like before then, I was just like, fuck it. I'm not gonna date anybody. I'm good being on my own. And then I met somebody who kind of makes me not want to be good on my own, or not be alone, but not be codependent. So Leisha, I got your donation. What's your question? Do 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 do.
Excuse
And Tiff, one more suggestion: soften the edges around your heart. Like, your heart wants to melt and be squishy and be like Elmira. It's allowing certain things in, but you're blocking a whole bunch of stuff. So just allow yourself to ease into more of the idea of like, this is good, this is wholesome, and I love myself, and myself is all I really need.
Yeah. Open, okay. And so
Oh,
a realization that I came to that was like, okay, now that I know this is helpful. I'm I'm a goth girl, you know. And Morticia, hallowed be thy name, is always, queen. And as I discovered myself, I realized one, I'm very short. And you know what? I'm fucking Gomez, baby.
mm,
And I need a hot wife that I can simp the fuck over and just be like, isn't she the fucking most beautiful thing you ever saw? Oh my God, she's speaking French. And
lady
I'm okay
boner,
with that. I'm
right?
okay with that. Like, I've realized that about myself. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm okay with that.
That makes me realize that I am the most simperific boy in the world. Like, so literally, like, that's kind of what I want. Like, somebody who I can simp over. And this woman uh, is a strong, powerful woman, and it's what I need. I got what I need. Like, somebody to literally just say, you are the most beautiful thing in the world, and I want to be with you every single moment of the day. And it makes my my boy parts tingle. It's stupid, but
No, no, it's not. It's not stupid at all.
oh, Lisha.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Money, power, and desire,
Mhm.
and heart chakra. This is not about dating. This is not about finding somebody. This is more about tuning into yourself. You've been on this conquest, or this quest, to really figure out yourself for the past couple of years, and it's slowly getting there. And I think, I know you had just gotten a new job, but this, like, it feels right. It feels right because it is. The problem is, it's taking a little bit longer than it should be, and you're kind of questioning everything, and you're going, but how am I going to make everything work? You just are going to make everything work by the time this comes in. So it's kind of the first reading that I did, which is, things are changing, and you are letting go of who you have been for so long. And even if you say, no, I've been the same person. No, you haven't. You have not been the same person for the past like 5, 10, 15 years. You know, you've changed. There have been things that have kind of can't come in and shut your heart down. Mostly probably dating and everything else. You may not even believe in love of anything. but something, probably this job is coming in to change that. You have to start learning to, well, you don't have to start, but the idea of starting to come in and love yourself for who you truly are and who you can become, and simping for yourself in reality. It's like, I am a magical fucking human being and I can do anything I want in this world, and this is what I choose to do, and I want to love myself and I want to love everybody in it. And that is probably like, that's been the outside you for so long. It's now really becoming the inside version of you, so that you're going to access your heart and you're going to feel that love. You're going to feel that desire. You're going to feel all this tingly lady boner parts for not anybody else, but the whole world. Because you and I both know that you have been asked multiple times over the past year or so to move forward with your desire, with your business, with what the universe is trying to tell you. And I'm pretty sure Lizzie is going to tell you a little bit more than I am. So stop, really, really stop making excuses for why something isn't happening, or I should be doing this and blah blah blah. Just do it. Like, there's no excuse to not be one with the universe in this moment. You have an insanely powerful energy inside of you that really needs to come out, and you need to start using it.
Mm.
What other people think does not matter. And that could be why you're stopping yourself. It's like, but what about what other people think? The normal people. The normal people don't fucking matter. Nobody cares about what people do or what people say unless it hurts them personally. And you're not trying to hurt people, you're trying to help people. And you would be surprised at what happens when you come out of the ethereal witchy closet, how many people will come up to you and say, I need your help. I really need your help. And there are so many people that you already know that you can help, that you can do good things for. Start there. And stop saying, well, I should. No, start there now. Start there now. That's your engraved invitation.
Yes. Yes. And to expand more on that, I need you to start working with your inner child. Because see, she's there. And and I know that this depicts a child, but people seem to forget that we were children for a very long time. And that we're considered a child until we're 11, 12, and then we hit the preteen, teen years. A lot of people always think that your inner child is your 4-year-old, your 5-year-old, your 6-year-old. What about your 9-year-old that, or 10-year-old or 11-year-old that was cresting on puberty and boys and girls started noticing boys and girls and the collateral damage that comes with that, both from girls and boys. And a lot of people tend to forget that some of the most damaging inner monologues and inner dialogues we hold with ourselves were because at a very young age, it was already explained to us that we were not it for whatever reason. And I don't care, no matter how great your self-image is now, your inner child still has that self-image. So I would encourage you to connect with that portion. It's going to be difficult because I've done that, and it's difficult. It is. It's extremely difficult, especially for us ladies, because there were some 9 to 10-year-old girls, 11-year-old girls that had gotten their periods, that were getting boobs. Puberty was hitting, and if you weren't what is considered to be popular,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of damaging, because that follows you in, because what comes next? Your preteen years, your hormonal years. So, spiritually, though, I really need to hand it to you because we're in line, baby. We're there. We just need that push. We just need that push. And like Matt said, the emotions, I really hope you can see. See a little canoe. See a little
Mm.
canoe. He's there. She's rowing away from that. We just need to kind of, now I'm not saying like cut everything off from your past and like blah, but yes, cut it. Row away from it. Don't look back. And I don't know why, but I am going to say it because if it's there, it's meant to. I am really thinking of the story of Lot and his wife and what happened when he told his wife and his children, do not look back, for you will be turned to a pillar of salt. That is what we need to do right now. I hate this analogy because I've always felt like they made Lot's wife to look to be really weak because she couldn't let go, you know. But she wasn't weak, she just couldn't let go. And the parable is really centered around what happens when you can't let go. You become rigid, you become inflexible, you become immovable. Lot's wife didn't continue on with them after they left Babylon. So she didn't continue on. And that sucks. You know, I don't want to get into the rest of that because we all know what Lot did with his daughters. But the Bible's good, wholesome fun, and we should seek more of it in our lives. Anyways, I digress. And that was full on fucking sarcasm for those of you wondering. I just want to remind people. I just always like to remind people that the Bible didn't have these really wholesome stories because the very next story after Lot's wife turning to a fucking pillar of salt, his daughters got him drunk so they could procreate
I
in the
remember
cave.
that story.
Yeah. 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 Sorry, not sorry. I just like to remind people. Especially now. Anyways, but the point that I am making with you, Miss Lisha, is that you need to move forward because what's to come is not. No, you're not gonna. You're not gonna turn out to be Lot and his daughters. I'm more of like, hey, what's to come is great, and hey, what's to come is absolutely needed and necessary. Ew. And I'm saying ew to you going to church and growing up in the church. Sorry. I have very slim tolerance for Christianity right now, and it's even slimmer with what's going on because we've been yeah. Anyways. So, let's focus on the good shit, man. And let's get you there. But yes, please connect with your inner child. I really feel that that's necessary. I always stress this to people that have some sort of faith or connection. Also, connect with what is comfortable, whatever deity or God is comfortable for you. Please do so. Also, remember, Mercury is going into Gatorade very soon. We are
It's
also
already
about ready
a
to
big
enter
shadow.
into the eclipse season, which eclipse season in its own planetarily is very intense. It's very heavy. I'm glad you left the Bible Belt too. But then you enter you factor in the Mercury in retrograde, and that's, you know, it's just gonna be weird and complicated for some folks, you know. Um, for I think for me, it's I don't have the parade of exes or the parade of fuck boys or fuck girls in my life. That's thankfully I'm not. That's that used to be my Mercury and Gatorades, but that is not my Mercury and Gatorades anymore. I don't have parades anymore, thank God. Um, but stuff emotional stuff comes up for me, and opportunities to look at emotional stuff
Mhm.
comes up for me. My electronics go really wonky. um, had some problems at work all through last week because I am a permanent remote worker, and so that was fun. So I'm like, oh yay, I'm really looking forward to this. But you know and I try not to be one of those spiritualists that puts a lot of stock in Mercury in retrograde. You know, I have respect for it. It really can disrupt your life. It can. I'm not saying it can't. It can. It can. However, I typically have a fairly easy time with it. Fairly. It's more my emotions that are in fucking insane. So,
Last week, there was a lot of emotional withdrawal and emotional upheaval coming up, and it wasn't just me. Like I was feeling kind of like wah wah sad, and I was talking to a bunch of people that were feeling the same thing. It's like stuff being drawn out of you, um, but not to a point where everything was horrible. It was just
right.
you feel tired, you feel drained. They're like it feels like you just ran an emotional 5K.
Mhm.
And sometimes it really affects you, other times it doesn't. My work computer a couple of weeks ago died, and then the loaner they sent me died. So they finally just sent me like a new fucking computer, which actually worked. But it's amazing how things like some of us get feel it a couple weeks before pre-shadow, and then usually when that happens, Mercury and Gatorade doesn't really affect me that much, except the emotional stuff comes up. The
Mhm.
emotional stuff is something to really tune into and go, what do I need to release, and what keeps coming up that has been knocking me in the head. One of them was an ex. Like I had an ex keep writing me, and I finally just told him like, hey, listen, I'm dating somebody. I got to go.
There you go.
I don't want to talk. Like
There you
it
go.
makes no sense to keep going around in this circle where you're gonna lean on me for emotional support. And I don't want to be your emotional support. That is not my job anymore. It was not my job in the first place. So
No. You're very welcome.
you're welcome,
I hope
Alicia,
it made sense. I hope it
and good
made
luck
sense.
on the new job. Like whenever the new job comes in, don't let it be a benchmark that when I get the new job I will be happy.
Mhm.
Let it be simply what it is, a new
Yes.
emotional freedom. But
Mhm.
don't wait to start this communion with the universe that's going to help people that you already know, because you've been waiting for that forever, and you know what's going on. We've talked about this a lot, and you just really need to buckle down and go, this is this is me, this is my connection with the universe, this is how I help people. There you go. You start out on Sunday nights and you know who to talk to. You know exactly who to talk to. You know exactly how to help them. And then it's like Cutco. It's just clean emotional house and then find more people.
Yeah.
And then doesn't mean you have to charge an arm and a leg, just means that you have to get comfortable with yourself,
Mhm.
with approaching people and understanding that you know what you're doing. And there you
Mhm.
go.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
Mm.
100%.
In other news, I volunteered. Actually, I got volunteered at work. Um,
Mm.
I got volunteered to do the health and wellness pod at work. They've literally volunteered me. So the first thing I did was bring people on a um, uh, breath work and meditation for 45 minutes, and I had 2 VPs in the room. They loved it. They want to do it every like as much as humanly possible. And now I'm like trying to do like health and wellness woo woo style, like as much as I can to make people like understand that like health and wellness means more than one thing. Like you don't, it's not just physical, it's emotional, it's mental, it's
Yeah,
everything else. So
it
it's like
is.
on Mondays I send like a really cool music playlist. Wednesday, I think I'm bringing people through. I'm facilitating. I'm not actually doing it, but I'm facilitating um, a stand up and stretch event. So like they get to stand up and stretch and understand. Then my chiropractor, who's also woo woo, I'm having him talk about emotional and mental and spiritual wellness. So
Very nice.
yeah,
Um, in June, the insurance uh the insurance company that I work for, they are having their 100-year anniversary. I'm pretty sure you folks can put two and two together. There've been quite a few commercials talking about the 100-year anniversary of an insurance company. Um, but they're having a big convention here in Las Vegas.
go figure.
And unfortunately, I can't go to the convention,
Hmm.
but there's going to be a private concert put on the last night of the convention by Garth Brooks, and I'm going.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah.
Wait, when is
So
this? What
it's
what what month is
June
this?
6th, June something, June something.
I
So
want to
my
go
boss
to
is so
this.
funny. She's like, "So I couldn't get you
To
into the
be
actual
in.
convention, some of the seminars." And I was like, "Oh, that's a bummer." And she was like, "But you can come to the concert." And she was like, "I just don't know. I don't know. Is Garth Brooks your thing?" And I laughed and I said, "Look,
Mhm.
I may be very alternative, but if I have an opportunity
Right.
to hear and see Friends in Low Places
Hmm.
live in front of my very eyes, I am going."
Oh
And
hell
you,
yeah.
12-year-old me, because at when I was like 11 or 12, in the 90s when Garth Brooks was like, everyone was like, "Woo, Garth Brooks,"
Right.
I was like, "Yeah, Garth Brooks." I was 11. I didn't, I thought he was cool, thought he was cute, and then he did the Chris Gaines thing, and I thought that was funny
I
and
I don't
funky, and
I don't
you know,
understand why he did that, but I know a bunch of people who are like, "Oh my god, Chris Gaines." I'm like, who the hell is Chris Gaines? What's going on?
it's Garth Brooks.
Yeah. Now I
I,
understand.
I
Like
think
as
he
a
did it
42
because
year old
he's
male.
actually really funny because he was also on Saturday Night Live that same year, and
Oh.
he was the host, or no, he was musical guest, but he was in a skit with Chris Kattan when Chris Kattan was doing Mango.
Yeah.
And that shit is still the funniest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. To see this country dude like be like, "Mango." I don't know. 11-year-old me thought it was like the height of
Right.
comedic genius, you know? Like we still to this day, she is still inside me going, "Oh, that shit's so funny." And I probably would still laugh the same way to this day, and I'm okay with that because it
Mhm.
makes me happy. So I have to appease that inner child in me that loved Friends in Low Places, that loved Thunder Rolls. If I see those 2 songs, if he plays those 2 songs, just those 2 songs, I'll be straight and it'll be
Oh, and
good.
when thunder rolls is so
Right?
powerful too. It's
Right?
such a powerful
Right?
song. Even if you hate
Right?
country music, you have
But
you
you
have to
fucking
agree,
love that
right?
song, man.
You have to
And
agree that when thunder rolls came on, you got
oh, yeah.
goosebumps,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got
Oh, yeah.
feels. You're like, oh my god, I feel the song. I feel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, no. Oh, no. No. I look, born in Oklahoma. First year of my life was spent in an Oklahoma hospital, okay? He's from Oklahoma. I have to, again, this is inner child work right here. This is why I love my boss, because I was able to go off on this tangent with her. And she was like, oh my God, I love you. This is going to be so much fun.
Nice. By the way, Leisha is from Okie too. She's from
There you go.
Oklahoma.
So yeah. So I feel like people I feel like I don't need to justify myself to people either born in the 80s or 90s.
Right.
If you are a young like a younger Gen Z, I'm sorry, you don't understand. It was a moment of time and you just had to be there. Everyone was wearing Garth Brooks shirts. He was a thing. I think
Yeah.
that was the same year that everyone loved the Dallas Cowboys as well. And it was just a moment in time that we will never get back as a country, okay? You know?
Right.
So yeah. So that's what I'll be doing. And I asked my dad if he wanted to go, but I don't know if he's going to go. So as a backup, I asked my friend Tracy, who's from Georgia, and I know she likes country music. I was like, hey, do you
Oh,
want to go to this
nice.
concert? And she was like, oh my God, yes. So pretty sure I'm just going to invite Tracy and have Tracy go.
Heck yeah. And you're going to have fun and it's going to
I
be
know, right?
amazing.
And then
And you
I'm
will
more
not
excited because
be
I get
the
to see
only.
my boss. Like, I
Right.
haven't physically seen her since March 17th of 2020.
Damn.
That was it.
Wow.
So, I expressed it to her very recently. I was like, look, I'm only here because of you. And I only got where I got because you pushed me.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't have to do that. I'd only been with her for 3 months. When COVID hit, I'd only been with her for 3 months. She didn't have to keep me on, especially because I didn't get my insurance license right away. She didn't have to keep me on. She did
Mm-hmm.
not. She also sure as hell didn't have to let me pack up my equipment and move to Las Vegas. But she did
Right.
too. So I told her, I said, I will work for you as long as you let me.
As long as you let me go to Chris Gaines concerts.
Right? As long as I can
Yeah.
just do
Garth Brooks.
this. So, well, I found out recently that my sick time rolls over. So I have like 48 hours of sick pay. Like, I was like, wait a minute. My sick pay just doesn't, you just don't take it away at the end of the year. And she's like, no, why would I do that? And I'm like, because everybody fucking does that.
Right.
And she's like, oh no. And I'm like, okay. All right.
Looks like you get to take some days off.
Right. Like she was like, oh, do you
Sick.
need time off? You never take any time off. I'm like, I know. No, it's okay.
Right.
So I'm debating on whether or not I want to visit California in the winter and like maybe go home or go and visit for the Christmas holiday. I might want to do that, but
Nice.
I don't know.
Northern California or Southern California?
Yeah. So, because then I would actually, in the time that I was there, I would just visit the office. Like I would just physically go into the office and work, and do that.
Well, and then I finally met all the people that I work with. Like I went to Northern California, had lunch with all of them, met them in person, which is great. And my boss looked at me, he's like, okay, so I'm still having trouble getting the company to pay for you to come back. So you want to just come back like twice a year, 3 times a year? I'm like, yeah, fine. It's like, if I can get the company to pay for it, I want you back once a quarter. I'm like, dude, if that's all you need from me, I am happy as shit. Like I will continue to work for this company. And then all of a sudden, like with what I'm doing for the health and wellness thing, and then all this other stuff, like in June, somehow I have a shit ton of events going on in Scottsdale and here, and Jerome and all this other stuff. So it's like, all right, cool. Things seem to be moving upwards, which is nice. So
That is
I'm
always
happy.
very
Yeah.
nice. Hello, my child.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, Salem. Salem.
But it is time to head out. I have to do a thing with a person and a thing. Yeah. So
He means he has to go get laid.
maybe. There's no guarantee in life, but
Well, that's true.
I gotta go.
That is true.
Yeah.
Consent does matter. So
Yes. It's mostly my consent that matters, but no, I haven't seen her for a few days and she wants to go work out. So I'm like, all right, I wanna see you. I
yay!
wanna work out with you. I wanna sweat with you and then maybe sweat with you later. But
Maybe sweat.
hey,
Sweat and then
hey,
sweat.
sweat. We're gonna sweat.
Yeah, sweat and then sweat.
Right. So yeah, I'm gonna go be healthy as much as humanly possible. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Be healthy.
Right. Healthy.
Healthy. Hey.
Healthy. Yeah.
It is healthy.
It was good seeing you, friend.
It was good seeing
It's
you
been a while.
too. It has.
Yeah.
It has. It has. And if anybody wants to, feel free to add me on Facebook. I do have Struggle Lizzie's Broom Closet. The page is still there. I'm not posting to it right now. It's pretty much just kind of out there in the limbo, but I post on regular Facebook. Again, I do not charge for my readings at this point in time. So if anybody is in a really desperate situation and needs a reading, please let me know. My DMs are always open, and we'll work it out. We'll work it out.
And if you're ever in Sedona or Arizona or Scottsdale or whatever, come find me. I'm doing a whole bunch of live in-person events. I have a Stress Melt Monday thing going on tomorrow, where I'm going to bring you through body work and meditation. And then in June, it's sound baths galore, meditations galore. We are going to find a whole new dynamic in people's lives. So
yeah.
All
right, my friend. Well, you have a good night. Thank you to everybody. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.